From going on a 40-minute nostalgic rant about his career to having to hire women to play online with him, here's why Tfue has announced his retirement. See, the man has been creating content since May 2014. He started by posting videos on YouTube and eventually ventured into live streaming on Twitch, where he gathered a massive following. The guy even joined forces with the gaming collective FaZe Clan in April 2018. But their relationship turned out to be a bit rocky. In May 2019, Tfue sued FaZe Clan over a contract dispute, but they managed to settle the case and part ways on good terms. Now, Tfue's journey wasn't without its fair share of controversies. He landed himself in hot water for using racial slurs during his Twitch live streams, which definitely didn't sit well with people. But despite the hiccups, he still managed to become one of the most popular Fortnite players, right up there with the legendary Tyler Blevins, aka Ninja. But now Tfue is throwing in the towel. In a lengthy 40-minute YouTube video, he took us on a trip down memory lane, recounting his rise to internet fame through games like Fortnite and PUBG. Surprisingly, he admitted that he initially thought Fortnite was corny and a kid's game. But buried deep within the video was the bombshell announcement that he's retiring from live streaming. Why? Well, Tfue revealed that he feels trapped by the never-ending grind of content creation. I mean, streaming 6 to 8 hours a day isn't easy, and Tfue isn't the only one feeling this way. Many streamers have voiced their frustrations about the demanding hours required to reach and maintain partner status on Twitch. Achieving that status comes with perks like extended videos on demand, the ability to customize your channel with badges, and additional monetization features such as ads. Just take someone like Hassan Piker, aka Hassanabi, who streams a few hundred hours a week to keep up with his following and stay relevant on Twitch. Given the high expectations set by Twitch to achieve and uphold partner status, it's no wonder that creators all across the platform might feel burned out. Plus, Tfue's image was at an all-time low. After all, he's done some pretty controversial stuff. Back in 2018, he got himself into a sticky situation and ended up with a suspension from Twitch. The whole thing revolved around a phrase he used during one of his streams. Now, Tfue insists that he was just poking fun at a character who happened to look like a raccoon. But it kinda seemed like he was using an old derogatory term, and that caused a lot of fuss. So Twitch slapped him with a 30-day suspension. To clear his name and set the record straight, Tfue took matters into his own hands. He made a video and uploaded it to YouTube where he explained his side of the story, and his explanation had some impact because Twitch eventually decided to reduce his suspension to just 7 days. But the drama only got worse from there. Fast forward to September 2019, and Tfue found himself in hot water again. But this time, fans called him out for using a racial slur during one of his Twitch streams. People started speculating whether this would result in a permanent ban from Twitch. Surprisingly enough, though, Twitch didn't take any action against him for that particular incident, and we also can't forget about his endless controversies. A pro player named Z8 went on Twitter accusing Tfue and 5 other pros of cheating. The allegation specifically targeted the use of macros during competitive play. Now, if you're not familiar with macros, they basically let players map multiple inputs to a single button or key. It can make certain tasks in the game a whole lot easier, but it's definitely considered cheating because it's not how the game was intended to be played. According to Z8, he had some solid proof that Tfue had used macros in the past, but he didn't really go into any more detail about it. The whole thing got a lot of attention when Fortnite Intel, a popular source for Fortnite news, published the tweets about the accusations. But since then, it seems like Z8's taken a step back from his claims. Tfue, in his typical fashion, didn't really respond directly to the allegations. As a competitive player himself, there are moments when he openly talks about how much he hates the game. In fact, he has even questioned the legitimacy of the Fortnite competitive scene. But it's kind of weird how he stayed silent on the matter. It's one of the shadiest things he's ever done. Kinda like how he abandoned his Fortnite trio for someone new. Tfue, Cloak, and 72 Hours were a solid squad. They were crushing it together, but then, out of nowhere, Tfue dropped a bombshell on Twitter and announced that he was on the lookout for a new permanent trio who took competitive gaming seriously. Naturally, fans had a lot of questions for him, so during one of his streams, they bombarded him with questions. And Tfue didn't hold back, explaining that he'd actually turned down a huge opportunity to host a promotional stream for Madden 20, which would have landed him a nice payout of $140,000 from EA. Why? Well, because his team had a Fortnite tournament scheduled and he wanted to be there for it. But guess what? Tfue found out that his buddies, Cloak and 72 Hours, went ahead and took the Madden gigs on the exact same night, without even telling him. That's gotta sting. You can imagine how frustrated Tfue was. He felt like he lost out on both money and a chance to participate in the tournament. According to Dex Urto, Cloak and 72 Hours believed the whole mess stemmed from a lack of communication on Tfue's part. But here's where it gets spicy. Cloak hinted that Tfue's fans were giving him a hard time too, blaming him for costing Tfue that sweet $140,000. Now let's be real here. Tfue's frustration is totally understandable. But it was a bit shocking to see him straight up break ties with his longtime partners just like that. In fact, he even told his fans that he wasn't even considering forgiving Cloak. Things didn't go well for the trio before this one either. Tfue and his squad, including Kaneda, Fiber, and Cloak, had a major blowout, following a not-so-great performance in a Fortnite Champion Series game. It all went downhill when Tfue got eliminated, and their team ended up placing 25th overall. The frustration had been building throughout the match, but Tfue's elimination was like the final straw. Insults and swear words started flying between the teammates. Tfue got up from his chair, visibly frustrated, and yelled, "Bro, what the f*** are you doing, Fiber?" It was a heated moment, that's for sure. The team decided to call it quits for the tournament and took their frustrations to social media. And boy, they didn't hold back. Cloak hinted that other teams were purposely landing in the same spot as Tfue and his squad just to target them, Fiber, in a tweet that has since been deleted but was captured by Dex Urto, called Kaneda immature. Well, that didn't sit well with the Fortnite community. Fiber later apologized, but the backlash from other streamers was pretty harsh. Many couldn't believe how Tfue and his teammates handled the situation. Ninja in particular pointed out that if he had reacted like that or talked to his teammates in such a manner, the internet would have had a field day with him. I mean, he trolled e-girls and Ninja in one swoop. Back in the day, Tfue did something that raised a lot of eyebrows and sparked some controversy. Basically, he found a new way to entertain himself and his viewers during his streams. So, what did he do exactly? Well, he started hiring women to play Fortnite with him using an online service. Now, things took an interesting turn the first time he tried this out. Toward the end of the stream, Tfue dropped a bombshell on the women he had been playing with. He told them that he was actually Ninja all along. And then he muted himself laughing as they freaked out and started gushing about being huge fans. Talk about a surprise twist. But it didn't end there. The second time Tfue hired a group of e-girls to play with him, he took his trolling to another level. He intentionally threw matches, going as far as jumping to his own death while his teammates scrambled to win. It was all part of his plan to mess with them, you know? Now here's where it gets interesting. One of the girls seemed to have caught on to who they were actually playing with. And what did she do? She started shamelessly promoting her own channel, because she knew she was on Tfue's stream. Meanwhile, Tfue couldn't help but make a cringing face toward the camera, mocking her without her even realizing it. So from having to hire women to play online with him, to going on a 40-minute nostalgic rant about his career, that was why Tfue has finally announced his retirement.